Welcome to Saba Academy. My name is Freebody and I'll be your tutor for today. So in today's lesson, we are looking at drawing the dihedral angle. So we define dihedral angle as the angle between two planes, or the angle formed by two intersecting planes. So what you are going to do is you are first going to draw the true length line of the line intersecting the two planes. So we have plane ABC and then plane DBC. So the line intersecting these two planes is line BC. Okay, so we'll first start by drawing the true length of line BC. So we'll start by drawing our auxiliary projectors that are 90 degrees to BC. So I'll do one at B and I'll do another 90 degrees at C. 90 degrees at C. Right, so once I have that, I can then get my auxiliary plane XY, which is parallel to BC. So I can take some arbitrary distance from B. I'll take some arbitrary distance from B to use as my X1, Y1. There's my X1, Y1. And then what I do is now I take measurements from XY to AB, CD down here, and I transfer that onto this. But then before that, I would have to draw lines parallel to this and that at A and then D. So I just have to extend those lines. Alright, so once I have these lines, I can just take measurements from the other view and then transfer them across. So point A is already on XY. So along point A, I have it here. And then I can measure point B. Transfer that along its projection. That becomes my B. And then I have point C. And then finally point D. So all I do is I join the points. So A joins to B, B to D, D to C, A to C, and then B to C. So now that I have obtained my true length line BC, all I have to do is now draw the edge view of this figure. So all I do is I project parallel. I project parallel to BC. So I have my projectors in that line, right? And then as usual, I will transfer these projections to A and then B. Now I can get my secondary auxiliary plane x2, y2 by picking a point along the projections and then drawing 90 degrees to that point. So this becomes x2, y2. So now I'll just take measurements from x1, y1 to all the points here and then transfer that onto x2, y2. So I'll start with point C. And then along the projector of C. If I do for point D, that will be here. So along D. And then if I do for point A, along A. So I'll just extend my projections. For B, because BC is parallel to x1, y1, so where B will be is where C will also be. It's the same point. So we have point D, point B, C, and then point A. So I'll just join these 3 points, and then I have the edge view of the plane ABCD. Now the dihedral angle would be the smaller angle between them. Okay, so the angle internal to them, not the outside one. And if I measure the angle, to measure this angle, I get theta to be 161 degrees. Right, so this is what we call the dihedral angle. So we first start with the true length line of their intersection. We get that, and then we use it to complete the figure. Then we draw just the edge view. So you know, for edge view, you project parallel to the true length line. Once you get your projections, then you take measurements from the mutual view, transfer that across, and then once you get your edge view, you can just measure the angle between them. So thank you very much. If you like it, like it. If you like this channel, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends.